Hey, folks, I'm sorry. 8:04 in the morning. We're running behind here. I don't know what happened. I was working on something. I lost track of time. So we sincerely apologize for getting this late start. 8:04 in the morning. Apologize for that. Uh, Emily, you have my full support to yell at me next time. It's 8 o'clock. Damn it. Sit down and get ready. This is not their fault. It's totally. I'm the one not paying attention. All right, folks. Good morning from the office. I'm your host, BKP. We are North Georgia's only live online morning show, 8:04 in the morning. We have two guests today. We have a guest at 8:30, Chris Stansel. He's the Republican candidate. And at 9 o'clock, David Schaus, the independent candidate, will be on the ballot November 3rd for Pickens County Commission Chair. We have that coming up. We have a lot to do today. We're going to talk about the well thought out, whether you like it or not, the well thought out plan the Democratic Party has to steal the election. And I have thought this for some time. We've talked about it several times on the show. Yes, in the corner of my bagels. You got my bagels there in the corner? Good. Okay, leave them there. I don't care. I got a bagel and a schmear right there. I got to have a quick bagel in the morning. I'm running behind. So yesterday, Joe Biden went to Pennsylvania. Okay, let me get this in quick because we're going to do a segment here. Joe Biden went to Pennsylvania. Do you have that video? It's a Twitter video, and it's the video where he's at Pennsylvania, and his people are actually standing outside. You know which one I'm talking about, or do I have to find it? Because this is the reception Joe Biden got out in Pittsburgh yesterday, if you have that video. Look at the crowds gathering, waiting for Joe Biden. Look at that. Now, this is going to go together because this is Joe Biden out on the campaign trail, okay? Now, stay with me because we're going to tie this into how they're going to steal the election and what we call, what is on Axios.com, the Red Mirage, the election night Red Mirage. And we will show you that because they're trying to steal every state. And we'll show you how they're trying to steal Georgia. It's my opinion, okay? So we'll get into that. But here we go. That is the large group. Now, Joe has gone to Pennsylvania just so the media, the Democratic campaign media team, MSNBC, CNN, ABC, CBS, he's there. He's out just so they can report he's on the campaign trail. Joe Biden spoke from Pennsylvania yesterday. Joe Biden out on the campaign trail. Joe Biden meeting with voters. That was the group waiting for him. Here's what it looked like inside. Number one, this is what it looked like inside when Joe Biden spoke. That's right, folks. That's what it looked like. It's pathetic. But the media is loving what Joe Biden said yesterday. Yes, absolutely. They love what he said. He's out on the campaign trail. He's meeting with voters. Here is exactly the fear they have. This is why they don't want to see you see Biden, you see we will give him 75 people. All right, we're going to throw in 75 people yesterday in Pennsylvania. Here is the day after the RNC National Convention number 27. This is in New Hampshire. Okay. And then give me number 28. Exactly why They do not want the president of the United States visiting Kenosha today is this right here. This right here. Now, what happens when you get, and the only reason Joe went to Pittsburgh yesterday, and as the Cub fan calls him Pumpkinhead, Brett Baer said yesterday on his newscast was, hey, nobody was outside, nobody was inside, but he sure got the local news cycle. And that's what they wanted. They wanted Joe to be in the local news cycle. And they probably took a picture of his motorcade coming into Pittsburgh and I think it was Bedford, PA. But anyhow, wherever it was at, he got the local news cycle. They don't want Trump in a crowd. One, they don't want the American people to see they don't want you out there to see the people that show up for Trump in Wisconsin. That's not good because Biden's going to run to Wisconsin. And they don't want Trump to get local news, the local news cycle. That's what they don't want you to see. Now, Trump is going to survey the damage. He's had enough of this. All right. And we will talk about I have all these hats. Would this justify me being shot? I'm not joking. I'm not saying that jokingly. Look at all of my hats. Okay. Are these hats considered far right wing? You know, every news cycle is showing you Trump supporter shoots protesters. They are protesters. It's sickening. We will get into that today. But Trump's going, and this is, I'm going to show you how they're going to steal the election, or trying to, their attempt. We're going to bring that in. Here is what, let's just go quickly. The damage and the carnage and why this mayor, give me number 45. These are just quick pictures of Kenosha, Wisconsin today. All right. Kenosha, Wisconsin, number 45. Okay. Number 46. 47. 48. 49. 50. 51. 52. 53. Here is the governor, Evers, the Democrat, 54. And the mayor of Kenosha, I forget his name, 55. And they've asked the president to stay away. Stay away, please. He's going to survey the damage. Now, here's the sad point for Black Americans out there. Let me tell you the sad point about your neighborhood. These businesses will not be able to probably will not be able to get insurance any longer. You're only burning down and it's destroying your neighborhood. And the agitators and the anarchists, they're paid travelers all over, paid protesters to show up and burn your city down as soon as they can, whenever needed. And that's what happened. Your car lots. Hey, I want to open a car lot in Kenosha. No, you're in the triple high risk. This is what it'll cost. No way I could afford to do business in Kenosha and buy insurance. It is a disaster, and it's very sad what's being done in the Black communities by Biden supporters. They want to say Trump, Biden, Joe Biden supporters. Now, I want to change this. We're going to get into this. We're going to get into this in our last half hour. But here is how they're going to try to steal this election. All right. And Axios.com has it up here. Give me number 8. Okay. And let me just paint this up really quick before we put our interactive map. How the results could change after election night, according to the model that gives Biden more support based on recent state and national polls and estimates, and count 15% of vote by mail daily. Okay? Now, watch this. Right here in Georgia, number 4. Number 4, judge rules Georgia ballots may be mailed by election day must be counted. Now, in the state of Georgia, the ballots, all ballots have to be received. Okay. Now, legally, now they will go to court. This is, damn it, this is DeKalb County. Damn DeKalb County, right? You remember in the primary, the hashtag "We Are Not DeKalb County" went around because the Secretary of State of Georgia, Brad Raffensperger, would not put the vote out on the Secretary of State's website until the last poll was closed. And remember, I think it was like 10:35 when a judge finally closed DeKalb County voting. All right. The legal cutoff for Georgia is 7 p.m. And that means even mail-in ballots. Election is supposed to end by the state of Georgia at 7 p.m., period. And in the state of Georgia, Secretary of State has it set up that you're supposed to even receive mail-in ballots the day of. The day after the election, no. Day of. Judge rules Georgia ballots mailed by election day must be counted. How many votes will Democrats find on November 3rd to stick in a mailbox, or harvest votes to stick in one of those ballot boxes somewhere? A mailbox somewhere, right? But for sure, give me number 6. This would happen to be the judge. Okay. This would happen to be the judge, number 6. This is, there you go, number 6. This is the judge. Okay. And give me number 5. Her name is Eleanor Louise Ross. This is the judge right here, number 5. And then give me 5. This is who she is. Assumed office just in time, November 20th, 2014, appointed by none other than Barack Obama. That's right. Do your research today of what is happening in this election. So we're not finished yet, Okay. So that being said, I have given me number 7 here. This is from the AJC article. Number 7 here. The decision will likely result in tens of thousands of ballots. Say it one more time. Tens of thousands of ballots being counted after this Obama-appointed judge. Yes, I understand what happened in Kenosha. Yes, I understand what happened in Portland. I got it, okay? I get it. I get all the media hype. Right now, my concern is the Democratic Party, along with their arm, the media, are doing everything to steal this election. They are premeditating everything for you. They want to build it up. They want to give you the reason now. And I'm going to explain this to you, okay? They want you to prepare for the loss. And I'm going to show you because there's an interactive map. And this is what's happening, okay? The decision will likely result in tens of thousands of ballots November 3rd that would have otherwise been rejected, enough to swing close elections. This, if you're new to the show, this is when I really get frustrated. The ruling invalidates Georgia's requirement that ballots must be received at county election office by 7 p.m. It's done. It's done. It's done. Close election. It's done. You better get your head out of your ass. I'm sorry. If you didn't like that, you better reach in, jerk your head out of your ass. Because right here where it says close election, look at Perdue Ossoff. Boom, boom, boom. Look at the 7th district in the House of Representatives. Woodall last time. Woodall only won by like 400 votes. Period. Closest. Now that you read Georgia 7th district, read it. Look it up. It is being called the closest congressional race in the United States. This could sway a close race. Look at Karen Handel and Lucy McBath up in the 6th district. I am so sorry. I'm going to say it one more time, and I promise I won't say it again. You need to reach and grab your head and pull it out of your ass and wake up to what they're doing. Okay, serenity now, serenity now. I'm just serious. I hope you. I hope I haven't lost you as a viewer. But if I have, what the hell? Now listen. You read that? Close elections. Now, let me explain the setup. Now, here's the setup. Okay, this is all a setup, folks. Damn it. Now, what's going to happen? This is a interactive map, and they're calling it a red mirage, meaning it's something you think is happening that's not going to happen. Okay, let me move this. What I'm telling you is, on election night, they're predicting that you see a red map and you go to bed thinking Donald Trump has won. Why? Because Republicans go to the polls and vote, right? So those votes will be tabulated. On election night, if you are the type that goes, pulls a lever, pushes a screen, and you do it on election day, your vote will show up on TV that night. And you will look at the map in the United States of America, and it will look totally red. And you will think that Trump had a landslide. This is the picture they are painting. But Democrats are going to mail their ballots in. Democrats are going to wait till the day of. Watch and see. This is what they're painting. Put that map up, okay? Put the map up. Let me make sure I didn't get a text telling me that I said a bad word or something. Okay. Here's the map. Watch it. Okay. So you see November. All right. Watch 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. November 3rd, the night of the election. November 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. 9th, let's go back to November 3rd. Let's let it run one more time. What they are showing you is on November 3rd, you're going to go to bed thinking that the president of the United States is going to be Donald J. Trump. But by the time they find all the votes they need, they're going to go up to November 9th. The models they predict is by November 9th, you are going to see Joe Biden has won the election, and you will feel they stole the election. And this is what they're trying to create. Now, take that off the screen, because what I want to show you is what they're prepping you for. That's why this is out today. There's never a coincidence in the media why things run simultaneously together. Number 10, this is some of the polling data, okay, that they're putting out. Give me number 10. They're saying that Biden is up 49-46. Wait a minute. Wait for it. The reason you're seeing these polling numbers now is so when on November 9th, they move the election in Joe Biden's direction as the winner, they will come back and say, we told you the polling is correct. Watch and see. Georgia, they got Biden up. North Carolina, they got Biden up. Florida, they got Biden up. Texas, Trump's only up by 1. Ohio, Trump up by, this is the Morning Consult, and I'm telling you, look at number 11. 11, okay. Arizona, Michigan, Colorado, these are Trump he's at his double digits. Wisconsin, Minnesota, Pennsylvania. All right. And then number 12, Biden is up 8 points nationally over President Trump. Let me say this one more time. We'll get our guest in here, our first guest after this commercial break. Look at what happened. Now, I will say this. Secretary of State of Georgia, Brad Raffensperger, is appealing this to a higher court. He does want to stop this and cut election night off at 7 o'clock November 3rd in Georgia. But give me number 4. This is big. I got it, Kenosha. I got it, Portland. I got it. I'm with you 100%. This is big. Judge rules Georgia mail-in ballots must be counted if mailed. Number 5, the judge that ruled on this, Barack Obama, Eleanor Louise Ross, Barack Obama appointee. Number 6, there she is. And number 7, the decision will likely result in tens of thousands of ballots being counted after November 3rd. Close elections. And number 8, the red mirage. You will go to bed thinking Trump has won. This is what they're trying to do. And by November 9th, Biden wins after all the shenanigans. I will be back right after these brief messages. We're going to talk to candidate for Pickens County Commission Chair, Chris Stansel, right after this. There's a lot more of this we're going to cover in our 9:30 hour, so don't you go away. Take us a break.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is more than just your average Ace. We have a huge selection of Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next trip. We have a huge selection of lumber for your next building project. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs. Plus, we have everything you'd expect like paint, tools, and equipment. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Hey, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. We're North Georgia's only live online morning show. You know, our goal here, as you well know, for new listeners, let me give you our goal here. It's always, I make every attempt to get to know the candidates. I really do, all the candidates. And my goal is always to bring you, the voter, the most information so you can make an informed decision on November 3rd. Joining me now is Republican candidate on the ballot November 3rd for Pickens County Commission Chair, Chris Stansel. Chris, how are you today?
I'm doing great, Brian. How are you?
I'm doing really good. I can't complain. So you won the Republican primary against the sitting chairman, Rob Jones, and normally in Pickens County that you're presumed the incoming chair, but not this election cycle. You have an independent opponent on the ballot. But let's talk about why you're running for office. I mean, Chris Stansel, let's get a little background. You work for the sheriff's office. Can you tell us how long you've been there, Pickens County Sheriff's Office, and what is your position there?
So I have been with the sheriff's office for about 12 years at this point. I currently serve overseeing the administrative services side. So it's all the back end part of the sheriff's office, whether that's hiring or training or community relations, public information, all the things that you typically don't associate with what you see when you see a patrol car under my responsibility there. Have been in that role for about 5 years of working in that capacity. I've been a resident of Pickens County my whole life, grew up here, loved serving my community since being a kid. So something my parents instilled with civic mindset as a kid, and have just kind of continued that forward. As far as why run, a big part of that really, if you go back 15 to 18 years ago, I don't know the exact amount, but I had a chance to participate during the development of the 10-year comprehensive plan. I was one of the community members that was invited for the public feedback and was kind of excited. We presented a lot of things that we thought that over the course of those 10 years that we'd like to see worked on and advanced and developed throughout the county. And so there was an air of excitement that was coming. We were working with the Northwest Regional Development Authority. And so when all those things get put on paper and put into a plan, we were kind of excited. Well, fast forward to this past one, had a chance to sit in the same room with a lot of the same people. There were a lot of new faces as well, and found that it was the exact same list that we had looked at more than a decade before. And it was just a frustrating moment to see that we weren't taking that comprehensive plan and breaking it apart into pieces to where we could strategically go forward. And so at that time, the current chairman had announced he was going to be retiring, and so kind of started a lot of meetings to just explore it and look at the possibility of running. And shortly after announcing and coming out that I was gonna actually run, the chairman did decide that he was going to run again. So it kind of changed the mindset. But that was the driving force was being a part of that and just looking for another chance to serve in a different way.
Okay, so current Chairman Jones, if I'm correct, he's serving is it his 16th year? Is he
yes,
in his
sir.
Fourth term?
It is.
And
Yep.
and let me see if I heard you correctly, because I mean, I did not get that announcement. I don't know that he went public. If he did, you can tell me and the audience at the same time that did he go public, like an announcement, a press?
Not in a formal announcement. There were in multiple meetings. He would make the statement in several different meetings. I think that
Okay.
the time that he had said it in a meeting I was in was during a budget meeting, and he gave the number of days. And so that kind of led to a conversation with him later about, if he was in fact retiring. And so based on that, we kind of made that decision to jump in at this time instead of waiting. And then things just changed, and we had to roll with what we were dealt.
Okay, I guess what I'm getting at, and not to get stuck on this right here, is your initial decision to run, not totally based, but somewhat based on hearing the current chair, Rob Jones, would retire, and once you made your announcement publicly that you were going to seek the office, then he publicly came out and said he was going to seek re-election. Did I get that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
so you end up running against him, and you win, and you're on the ballot. What is it? Pick out some specific things in Pickens County government that you need to feel there needs to be adjustments, change, enhance, however you want to put it, whether it be in the budget, whether it be in animal control, whether it be in the, are you going to be able to, and I think this is the question I get, okay, and I see on social media, are you going to be able to be objective where the sheriff's office is concerned in budget process every year? That is probably, and I think you know that that's one of the bigger questions you get.
Yeah, I get that question. I get that question almost daily. So as far as focuses and concerns from county government, I do think that they've done an incredible job in a lot of areas. And I'm not here to try to go against that. There's some incredible men and women that are working their tails off that are fighting. I do think that one that's simple is just kind of changing the tone of local government. And when I say that, it's become something that all communities end up. And I think that the longer someone's in office, the easier it is that it naturally adapts to it. It becomes very political. So the decisions seem to have a political base behind it. And I want to shift from that political focus to a professional focus, that we become a professional focus on customer service and on taking care of citizens, not on constantly wondering about the next election. I think that if we can get that out of our mind and focus on professional providing services, that it will help shift the tone. Animal control has been a topic we've been talking about since the campaign was originally announced back in over a year ago. To get from a low kill to a no kill shelter, and I know that they've made a tremendous amount of progress in doing that. But that we're caring for animals and kind of separating the animal control aspect as far as enforcing ordinances from the animal shelter. I think that the two right now are married and they don't always match. When you look at animal control and enforcing ordinances, it's more from typically most communities, it's from a county marshal or from a sheriff's office that side is being handled, and then the shelters focused on the humane aspect of animals with focusing on reunifying the pets or adopting out or rescuing and doing what they can there. So I think that's been a big part of conversations that we've had going throughout the last year. I think with the budget process, I made several comments in the last campaign to start being open. And I think this is the one that ties back to the sheriff's office so much, but to start being willing to sit down earlier in the process and having those conversations and looking similar to what I was talking about with a comprehensive plan, seeing that there are needs that are there, that not just for the sheriff's office, but for the clerk's office and for all the other elected officials, that we can then kind of forecast and work toward a plan to do it. You can look at whether it be vehicles or equipment or facilities that are starting to wear down, and that way you're not basing and reacting year after year, but that you're moving forward with a plan, and your focus is shifted, and it's looking at that. The sheriff's office is just one of many parts of the budget. I know it accumulates about 25% of the total county budget. And so they do have focus. I mean, public safety is a huge part of the success of a community. So I'm not going to sit there and say that I'm going to ignore it because I'm trying to hide from the fact that I've worked for the sheriff before. But he's not going to receive more in terms of more attention and more focus. We're going to look at what are the needs that are there on all aspects of government. It's not just there. And so that's a relationship we have. We can have a conversation. We can disagree. And if you were to speak to him, you would probably learn that behind closed doors, I've probably disagreed too much at sometimes, and that we've sat and had those conversations. But I also understand for the last 12 years, I've been an employee of the sheriff's office, and he's the one ultimately responsible for his decisions. And we've moved forward and went with that. That role changes. I'm seeking a position now that's no longer the case. So we're gonna definitely continue a relationship, and we can agree to disagree at times. But I also am willing to say you've got a seat at the table to come and present what's going on and what the needs are, and so that we can find solutions working together, and not constantly looking or pointing fingers back and forth, but that we're able to work together and move forward. And in like I said, that's not just for that one particular office. That's the Board of Commissioners is responsible for budgets for several other elected officials that are responsible for seeking and running their office, whether it be tax commissioner, clerk of the court, the magistrate and probate judges. I mean, there's countless different areas that they're responsible for managing these budgets that other people have been elected to oversee. So making sure there's clear communication that's going on throughout the year to make that possible. As far as other focuses, I know Parks and Recreation has been a huge topic as you've gone. I mean, we've spoke to people for the last couple of years, and just on trying to find ways to improve and to provide stronger services. I think that the guys that are working there are doing a great job with what they have. And I know that in the recent SPLOS that just took effect, that for the next 6 years it's going to be collected, there have been some monies that have been allocated to improving that area. And so I think that we can use this time to really plan and start to put together a solid plan on how we can make that better.
Let me ask you this, okay?
Yeah.
And let me just ask you directly like this: Can the people of Pickens County count on a commission chairman, Chris Stansel, in their time of need as a county? And here's where I'm going to go with that. In the past several years, I've watched hurricanes come through, floods, rains, washout roads. I have watched Chairman Jones spend 4 or 5 days, almost sleepless days. And this is not supporting him or endorsing him, but you know what I'm saying? I've seen him do that before. Yeah. The county is going through the COVID-19 coronavirus. How can you convince the people of Pickens County that you're the right man for the job in the time of need, and they can count on you as things arise, emergencies or what forth?
Right. Part of it's just from experience. Just this week alone, I spent the entire night, the night before last, out on a missing person search for an elderly lady that went missing, and showed up and tried to provide resources to the fire and rescue teams that were out in the woods working through the night in the rain and throughout the day, and stayed with them throughout the night. You go back to tornadoes and hurricanes. I've been right in the midst, whether it was operating a chainsaw trying to cut trees out of a road, or operating from a command perspective to make sure the resources were out there. The tornadoes that hit a little over 10 years ago and struck the west end of our county, ran the command operations to ensure that we were providing food for all the volunteers, and also set up to be a resource point where people could drop off donations for the families to come and get. So it's something that I've done, emergency management and being a part of being I've had a tremendous amount of experience. Unfortunately, I wish I could say that it was never needed, but and have been not only trained in going through GEMA's courses and FEMA's courses on national incident management systems and emergency operations, but have sat in the room. I've sat in the room with Mr. Jones, and you're right. He stayed through the night during these incidents and has worked, and I've worked right alongside him from a different perspective, but we were both right there in the midst of it. So it's an area that I have participated in, and in different roles and different capacities, and trying to make sure that we were getting the resources we needed to the people. So that's something I'm very passionate about, making sure that ultimately government's job, in my opinion, is to take care of their citizens. I mean, you're elected to come in and take care and meet the needs of those citizens and to provide those resources to them. So it's a good experience, a good opportunity to do it when crisis hits. So we've been right there in the middle of it.
One thing I read, and I go through and I read not everybody, but close to everybody's social media posts, and not just in Pickens County. So I could see what is some of the top things that citizens want from their government. And I'll tell you what really comes up a lot and let me put this together and I'll give you a chance to answer here, is transparency. They want transparency in their government. They want to be able to, the meetings to be open. They want to be able to have an opportunity at workshops and at meetings to be able to speak as citizens. And again, just going back to, Chairman Jones, as far as, First Amendment, freedom of speech, he always had an area and appropriate times when anybody could come and say what they want, is my opinion. But moving to a Stansel administration, how transparent and how important is it for you and your administration to be transparent to the citizens with information and also their ability to participate and speak at meetings and so forth? And what will your availability be to the citizens? So can you take all that?
I think transparency, I think you're 100% right, is something that everyone has. If you don't trust the people that are leading you, then you obviously are going to have those problems. So there has to be transparency. I think creating more opportunities, whether it be in the form of town hall meetings, where people can come and just speak candidly. I do know that there are certain procedures during official meetings as far as going through Robert's Rule of Order and all the different things that are needed to ensure that the business side of things does get done, but to give the public an opportunity to come and speak is 100%. I think that everything should be done that can legally be done in the open. I know that there are certain personnel and certain other issues that obviously for protection of people have to be done in private, but I'm not a fan of behind closed doors in settings. I want to make sure that it's done out to where people can see what's going on, what's being heard. You kind of brought that in from a social media perspective. And when it comes to availability, I am available to sit and talk to anybody. I will answer questions all the time. I do not, and I'm trying to figure out the correct. I don't want to get baited into arguments on social media. Nobody ever wins them. You end up just with a back and forth.
Agree with
so
that.
yeah, I will try to reply if the question is a specific question, definitely. To be available to that. And part of the thing through the campaign that's been difficult for me has been the times, because I am still working and serving, and I have to make sure that those two are separated. So there are times questions will get posed that I can't take a look at until 12 hours later, 14 hours later. And the days of a weekly newspaper coming out and you had a week to respond, they're gone. So now people expect an answer within 10 minutes of them posting it, whether it's at midnight on a Friday night or 8 a.m. on a
You have
Monday.
to understand, if I post something at 9 o'clock, I want to know why you didn't answer me at 9 o'clock and 30 seconds later, right? That's the word. Yeah. I get it. Let's move to this. The primary is over, but you now had to switch gears. And you now have to campaign all the way to November 3rd. You have an opponent, an independent on the ballot.
Right.
Two things here. Number one, will you, if offered, and I'm offering it now, obviously, will you be open to debating your candidate, your opponent?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes,
so how are you now shifting your campaign? You're not running against Rob Jones no more. You're running against David Schaus, and it's November. He's on the ballot as independent. Tell us, whatever you want there, as far as something about your opponent, or how you're shifting gears, or how your campaign is focusing on a win in November.
Right. And I think a big part of that's just on who I am as a person. And as far as the shift in running, when I was running for in the primary election, my focus was on running for what we were trying to accomplish, not on going after my opponent. And that's the same focus that I have in this. And someone asked me the other day, it's probably on a weekly basis, somebody tries to share me something, share information to be used in whether it's negative or past history or whatever. And I just, for me personally, I think there's a couple reasons that's not the approach I ever want to take. One, I join with probably most citizens in saying I'm just tired of negative politics. It's just the slamming the commercials, and it's just a constant attack mode instead of focusing. And so that's just a strategy I'm not willing to take. And I think the second reason behind that is simply that, and this is just coming from my personal faith, is I don't think God honors attacking somebody just for personal gain. And so that's not a focus. So when people call me or when they share documents with me, I thank them for it. But at the same time, just not information I'm going to try to use, because my focus is on the future of Pickens County. It's not on somebody else. I stepped forward to say I'm willing to serve. I provided who I was. You can look at my website on my about page at chrisstansel.com, and you can look at that and see, and I'm offering that to the citizens. I'm not trying to pretend to be somebody I'm not. I'm not trying to be more than what I was. And so as it goes forward with the campaign, that's my same mindset, is to focus on, this is what I can bring. This is what I'm willing to offer. I'm willing to give everything that I've got as far as who I am and what I've done and what my experiences have been. But I'm not going to try to tear somebody else apart to get there. I'm not going to try to go down that path of destruction to try to do it, because I just don't feel like it's there's a positive end. I think that our community expects professionalism and respect. I think that we've been a calm and peaceful community for my entire life, with a few exceptions here and there, and I want to continue that. I want to strengthen that. So as it goes into the strategy of how to campaign, is just to get out and be available and speak to as many people as I can. Participate whenever given opportunities, and to just presenting and offering, this is what I bring to the table, nothing more, nothing less. I know there are areas that I don't have experience in, and I know that I need to surround myself with people that do. I believe in having a staff that's smarter than me, and making sure that they're the best at what they do, and helping to acknowledge and recognize them for what they do. It's not the other way around. So.
Okay, I give. Let me do this. This is. Let me give you an opportunity to let people know how they can contact you if they have questions about you, your campaign, or if we didn't ask. Really, what I want to get at is if we did not ask a question, viewers out there, that you say, and this happens every time, I wish you would ask this, I wish you would ask that. We're going to give you that opportunity to do that. So, Chris, would you take a moment and tell our viewers and everybody out there how they can contact you, ask the questions that they wanted this morning, or get more information about your campaign?
Yeah. So obviously there's the website that I gave out just a minute ago. It's chrisstansel.com. It's with a K, but if you actually spell it the other way, it'll still take you to the same site. It's KRISSTANCIL.com. And you can also email info@chrisstansel.com. That'll take an email straight to me. And get to me, or you can reach me by phone, by text or call, and that number is 404-536-5035. Or on Facebook, Stansel for Pickens is our page on Facebook. So anybody that wants to go on there can submit and reach out to me that way as well. And those are the different sources I have there.
All right. Well, if you can't find him, folks, I don't know what to do, because there's like several different ways to find Chris Stansel. Chris, as we tell everybody here from FYN, all the candidates, we wish you well in your campaign, and we thank you for your willingness to serve. You have a nice day, and we look forward to getting you back on real soon, okay?
Thank you, Brian. Thanks for having me on.
All right, folks. Again, Chris Stansel, he is the Republican. He's on the ballot November 3rd for Pickens County Commission Chair. November 3rd on the ballot there as the Republican. And we're going to take a brief break. We're going to come back and have our next candidate for Pickens County Commission Chair as soon as we return. Take us a break.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, one nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
If you want big Chevy discounts, Days Chevrolet in Jasper gets it done with savings of $8,000 on new Chevy Equinox or up to $10,000 savings off new Silverado crew cabs. We're big on discounts and even bigger on customer service. See Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys always cost less. Days Chevrolet, Days gets it done. Find new roads.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is more than just your average Ace. We have a huge selection of Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next trip. We have a huge selection of lumber for your next building project. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs. Plus, we have everything you'd expect like paint, tools, and equipment. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Hey, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. We have a race on the ballot, a election on the ballot in November, and it's not just Donald J. Trump. There is the Pickens County Commission chair on November 3rd. The citizens out there will have two candidates. We just spoke to the Republican candidate on the ballot. Joining me now is, and I want to set this up for transparency before I bring Mr. Schaus in. Transparency here is, I've talked to Mr. Schaus several times, and what I have told him is until he becomes a candidate, because I'm very, I'm very, I watch how we handle elections here, and I make sure we're very accurate in what we do, bringing information. So I said, the very minute you are a candidate, I'm going to have you on, and we will respect you that way. And this is his first time on the show as a candidate, independent candidate for Pickens County Commission chair. Joining me now, David Schaus. Mr. Schaus, how are you?
Good morning, Brian. Good morning.
Good to have you on. And I want to just say this, as we spoke in the past a couple times, I have followed your Facebook page, Schaus for Commissioner. I have followed a lot of things. I have followed a lot of things that you have posted. But I said, until you're actually a candidate, you are a candidate. You've got 620 signatures. You received more than that, but that was required to get on the ballot. You turned them in the appropriate time, and you're now on the ballot as an independent for Pickens County Commission chair. Tell us a little bit about getting those signatures and what you went through during COVID to try to get on this ballot.
Oh, wow. Probably the hardest thing I may have ever done in my life. I'm not a politician, and I didn't understand a lot of politics and processes when I decided to even run for the commission chairman as a Republican. And then I changed my mind and decided to go independent as I saw things work. But you don't realize how many 30,000 people is in a county and how many people you're going to be serving until you start getting a signature one at a time. You think they tell you this number 600 or 800 signatures and you're just going to be able to get that the same day. It's not true. There's people that don't understand it. There's Democrats or Republicans that think that if they sign it, they can never vote the other way again. They have to stay to that party. There's also in my community, and I want to try to stay very positive here, but there's also backlash. We've said that I'm facing my opponent works at the sheriff's office. For some reason, there's the stigma in this community that if you signed it, then you would be retaliated against. And that, there were people that said, I love you. I'm going to vote for you, but I am not putting my name on that petition where the sheriff or his people can see it. I am not saying anything bad about them, but that's what I heard in the community. It was a very difficult process. We had a lot of meet and greets, dinners, things like that were planned, even to raise money, which we haven't done yet. And then COVID hit. And when COVID hit, it absolutely just devastated any plan that we had. And I would like to say and thank the people that came in and signed. Even there were people that came in and signed that said, I'm not voting for you. I'm voting for Mr. Stansel, but I think you have the right to be on the ballot. But those 90% of the people that signed my ballot came in my office. And it was a great time to meet them and hear I got to hear their one-on-one personal stories and their personal battles, and what sometimes may not be big in your life is very big in their life. That's the interesting things about politics. It's something that doesn't even register on your radar is the end of the world to someone else. So I've really learned, expanding my mindset from this ballot or from this petition process. But it was, no matter what, at the end of the day, I've met a lot of great people. I understand what's going on in my community more than anyone. And I've worked hard. I didn't just get to pay a political party, the entry fee and be placed on the ballot. I've had to go out there. I do my day job, and then I go out and sometimes politic again on my own time and my own money, trying to get those signatures. So it was a very hard process.
So let me just, follow up on something you said there. I understand it's bold at any time to sign your name on something that is open to public record and people can see you supported this person being on the ballot. I get that. You said you talked to many that maybe voiced possible backlash, but you don't have, since you turned them in and got on the ballot, you don't have specific cases of backlash, though, that you could point to, correct? I mean, there was people concerned, but you don't have specific cases of any backlash, do you?
And to be fair to Mr. Stansel and the sheriff's office, remember he was battling Mr. Jones in the primary, and there were people that didn't want to sign at that time when Mr. Jones was the chairman that maybe worked for the county because they didn't want any kind of backlash or they were opposed to their employer, the CEO, Mr. Jones. Once Mr. Jones was defeated, then a lot of his supporters came over, signed it. I guess they felt, that they weren't in jeopardy or whatnot. So, but no, since we turned them in, I haven't heard anything that's credible that there's been anything, not on the up and up. Now, I have confirmed that there's cases of Mr. Stansel's co-workers calling people that put something on Facebook or something that was in a group message that was found in an investigation that has nothing to do with David Shouse and questioning their alliances, telling them that they need to put their wife on a leash or else, or even, employees that are actually, I'm a citizen of this county, I'm a taxpayer, and, going out and calling me trash just because I'm running for office and they want their guy in office so they can have that unlimited checkbook.
All right, let's move to this. You're on the ballot. Let's move to, first of all, David Shouse, a business owner. You have a family business in Pickens County, resident in Pickens County. Why are you running? And I don't want to just say, why are you running? I mean, what was that for you? I mean, you're not into politics. You don't go out and campaign. What was it in Pickens County that you looked around and said, I have to run, I have to make this happen? What was that for you? Why are you running?
A little on my background. I started my business in '98, coming straight out of high school. I built it to one of the largest security companies in the Southeast. Very well respected, not only in the local community, and I call local community surrounding counties for what I do, but actually nationwide. I've flown around this country and worked for some of the top CEOs, top companies, some of the most well-respected corporations in the world have called me in to fix problems. Been very blessed. And about 10 years ago, I got into developing with those, with being financially able to do that, having some reserve cash, I started developing. I brought countless businesses into this area. I don't like mentioning them all. The people are they don't want to know that they're in my building or I funded them or whatnot. But I've created approximately 400 jobs in this community. Most of them were deals that would not have happened. The people, will come and say that, we came up here looking for a building, we did this, no one would help us. And then we met you and the deal was done an hour later. I'm a deal maker. Two of my largest projects is Pickens County VA, one of the biggest projects probably in the last few decades, serving 6,000 of our local veterans. People said I couldn't get it done. I got it done. Opened yesterday for registration, not to go in. DaVita dialysis was another part. People don't even see in my mindset that I was strategically thinking when I planned them. That I put one on the east side of town that was dying. We had a bunch of empty big box buildings that were empty. Now we've got traffic going over there, a lot of traffic, to help the downtown merchants. And then I put the DaVita dialysis on the north side so we could have traffic going through the north side, going past our restaurants, our sandwich shops, things like that. But I'm running because I can fix this county. Every time I went to do something, I got, why do you want to do that? Or that can't be done. And that's not my attitude. I'm a doer. I get things done. I think outside of the box, and no matter what, we're going to get it done. If there's a will, there's a way. And that's the big reason that I'm running. I think a lot of people think that I was transplanted here. I can't help how I was born. I was born in the foster care, adopted around 10 years old over in Dawsonville. I've lived in this area for 30 years, and I wanted, when I switched to independent, I did that because I wanted everyone to know that they have a capable, able, and proven candidate that's running with no ties, no affiliations, and no large family, church, anything like that to appease. Every decision will be made on whether it's right for this community, whether it makes sense, whether it's revenue generating. That's what we need to make decisions on as a government. Not, well, I grew up with Johnny and that sounds like a good idea, or I work for so-and-so. We have to look out for 32,000 citizens in this community, not just a select few, which I really feel that's the way it's been done for generations.
Let me ask you this. Let's drill down. Those were a lot of generalities, which I understand. You were trying to paint a broad picture of what you plan to do or how you look at the county. You said something, and I want you to elaborate because I want you to point to specific things. You said, fix this county. So first of all, if somebody's out there listening and says, well, wait a minute, I don't think this county's totally broken. I mean, quality of life, and our kids have good schools, and our football teams do well, and we're basically healthy or whatever. So pinpoint a couple things that you would fix, as you said.
Yeah, the first thing I'd fix is transparency. And one thing I want to hit on is I try to answer every question, whether I like it or not. Sometimes in life, we don't like when we have a question asked to us and we don't like the answer we have to give. But when you sign up for politics, remember the people asking the question, no matter how dumb it seems, no matter how attackish it seems, you have an obligation to answer that question. I don't think my opponent has. As a matter of fact, some very pointed questions about, well, how are you going to do something? It hasn't been answered. I answer everything. And I also don't just say what I'm going to do, but I like to say how we're going to do it, how we're going to pay for it. I don't want to be blindsided with a higher millage rate to go pay for some special project that's on someone's pet list. So transparency is a big thing to me. Today in the social networking website era, there's no reason that, a lot of what I hear is my road hadn't been cleaned in 6 months. My road hadn't been paved in 9 years. I want to create a website. Everyone has a phone in their hand. Everybody has a computer that you can go on. And when you got a dirty road or you got a pothole in your road or you have a need with a water meter, whatever it may be, that you can go on there and create an online ticket. That ticket's been tracked. Okay, the supervisor over at the road department picked it up and said, Miss Smith, your road is set to be, scraped in 6 months. We have accountability then. It's not, well, I thought so-and-so 6 months ago. So being very transparent, using social media, Zoom, any kind of social platforms we can use to get out to a broader network. This 6 o'clock in the evening events is hard for parents that's got kids in school and sports, but they can certainly remove themselves, go out to their car, jump on Zoom, be able to voice their opinion from far away. That's just the world we went to, especially with COVID really exemplified how we can use those kind of features. Animal Our animal shelter, I certainly want to be no kill. I want a new animal shelter. I hate our animals sitting up on top of a hill in a tin can with just little lean-to sheds. No offense to the workers there. I think they're probably great workers. Don't know all of them personally. I'd like to see a new animal shelter that's out on some of the land the county owns with big runs, nice facility. Also make sure I'd like to see maybe, I don't know, working with the sheriff's department, which I can do, or our marshal or whatnot, that we're enforcing the crimes against these animals, that we make sure that, you know, you're not feeding your animal, you're abusing your animal, or you're not getting no medical treatment, that you're held accountable for it. I think we need to start hiring based on the capability and ability in this county, not because, you know, someone's grandfather worked somewhere in an office somewhere distant. Not saying anything bad about our employees, but we have to look. There's some very, very smart people in this community. There are retired folks that have built pretty nice homes here that were very successful CEOs somewhere, and they're bored out of their mind wanting to get involved, maybe take another job, because, you know, people find out when they retire that have been workaholics like myself that you just can't sit at home and do anything. Better amenities. They keep, I know my opponent and the Mr. Jones talk about expanding Roper Park. I don't believe that. There's several citizens that are willing to give us large tracts of land to build a new park on. I've already put the paving stones down with some private organizations that will actually pay for our park, a brand new state-of-the-art park with aquatic centers, turf fields, running tracks, an ag center, a green space where we can have large get-togethers. So parks are a big thing to me. I think I can do it for free. I don't think it'll cost us anything in the long run. Improving our roads. We've got to improve our roads. Improving the appearance of this county. And I think that comes to working maybe with the sheriff's office and making sure we have details that are cleaning these roads. And if he needs more budget for that oversight, then, you know, that's what we'll do. Creating better infrastructure. Big one. Pickens County doesn't have a sewer system. We're very limited on water. Mr. Jones did a nice job on making some changes recently to allow us to pull from Grandview and such. But we're still dependent. It's like your neighbor. If you're using his well and water starts going short, he's going to cut you off. I want to build a reservoir. When there's a will, there's a way. I've talked to the EPA. Our president has been slowly lowering the EPA requirements where we can get past some of the hurdles we were going to face. I want a reservoir here for not only water, but recreation. Improving our ADA. Everywhere I go in this county, let's face it, we're a sleep community. We've set up to be a retirement community. But when you go to any of our facilities or amenities, the ADA accessibility is atrocious. And I hear that a lot from our older citizens. And I think the number one thing that will jumpstart this community is creating jobs. We have done a terrible job. Now, go back to the city of Jasper has the sewer, so everything's always going to be on the 515 corridor. But there are jobs we can bring into this county that doesn't require infrastructure, doesn't give off pollution, roll coal. We don't even know they're there. Let's just take UPS, for example. UPS needs a distribution center in North Georgia. You bring them here, they buy 100 acres, they build a 200,000 or 300,000 square foot building. They employ 150 people at $25 an hour. They're behind a buffer of trees and they only need water for their bathrooms, and they can actually use a septic system on a larger piece of tract. They're out of sight, they're out of mind. You put 150 people to work in this community making $25 an hour, it's a game changer, because guess what? All of a sudden, the not so affordable housing is affordable. All of a sudden, not being able to have a car to get to work is affordable. So we're going to go out, we're going to get some of these companies that I have the connections to pick up the phone right now, because I worked for them. They respect me. They know I'm a deal maker, and they know I stick to my word. And we're going to bring them here without populating the area anymore, because one of the deals I want to work with them is you hire from within. We want you hiring our citizens. We don't want you hiring Woodstock citizens and then them relocating up here. We want you hiring our citizens. And it can be done when you go start looking at some other communities that I've studied.
Well, let me do this. I wanted to give you an opportunity to, answer the question. Fix the county. You gave several examples. Let me change direction here. Pickens County, like most counties in the state, hundreds of employees. The Pickens County government, there's hundreds of people that work there. I call a lot of people, you know this, I call a lot of people. A lot of people call me and say, who is this Shouse guy? And I have a lot of conversations. So what do you say to someone that says, and answer this, someone that says, and I know I'm not shocking you by this comment, someone that says Shouse is a loose cannon. And how do you tell the employees of the county, 200-300, whatever they may be, that you're not just going to come in on day one and turn the county up like a snow globe and start shaking things up to the point that the people there are uncertain of their future in the county government? You see what I'm saying?
It's a wonderful question in a small community. I have no plans, no target on any employee in this county, none whatsoever. I am just like my opponent. People give me bad stuff. Look at what this person's doing. Look at what this person's doing. Do you want to use this? Do you want to use that? And to be honest with you, I hate the negative too. But sometimes when you're interviewing for a job and you see people maybe not telling the truth the way it is, you need to present to the voters, because this isn't a redo. You don't get 2 years to try this person out. You need someone that is proven and can do this. But with those employees, I want to get in there. The first thing I want to do is go have a huge meeting, introduce myself to every one of them that I haven't met yet. Ask them what their jobs is. Ask them how we can do a better job. Get their input. I'm not a dictator. That's just not what I do. And I would tell them, come meet me. Make sure you know what you're talking about and not what you're hearing, because I'll give you a little story here. Every employee I've ever had for the big company, the security company, they have been released, went to another company to work, maybe for a better opportunity, because I'm always one that if you have a better opportunity in life, by gosh, you take it. I don't ever hold a man, down for that. Every employee has came back to me. Some 5 years later, some 10 years later. Every one of them will say that I've always taken care of them. People make mistakes. There's a better process of doing it. We learn from our mistakes. We move forward. But I think all in all, and all of the employees I've met, we have a great group of people. We just got to get focused on the right direction and then make sure everybody's in the department where they excel. But as far as firing anyone or restructuring it, that is not my intention. I expect to make a smooth transfer. And then, if we see that someone needs a promotion or someone, it does better doing this than that, then we'll make a few adjustments. But firing someone, you're changing people's lives. You're changing their family. There's a lot of things that go into that. So the firing is the hardest part to do in any job. And you got to think about the lasting consequences when you do that.
All right. I asked your opponent if he would be open to a debate. If I put it together, his answer, yes. What say you?
Absolutely. It'll be the most electrifying thing you've ever had.
Okay. All right. There you go. Most electric. All right. Okay. I do have one in the books we'll talk about one day that I want to see someone top. But anyhow, okay. All right. You've confirmed that. I've got to close up, but I want to do this. I want to give you an opportunity. You do have an opponent in November. What is your campaign doing? What are you out there doing now that you're officially on the ballot? What can we look forward to in the Shouse campaign here in the next 65 days?
I think right now I'm always going to protect things, but right now we're going to start focusing. I just kind of laid it out on your show what my real plans are to do and how we're going to do them and what it's going to cost the taxpayers, why we lower taxes. And one thing I didn't mention Brian, it's a big thing here in Pickens County is the senior tax exemption. I do want to raise our threshold up or work with the appropriate departments and people to make sure we raise that up to where it needs to be, because it's stuck way down from years ago. But you're going to see a lot of me out in the community. You're going to see the typical shirts and signs. I am available 24/7. I don't think people really grasp. I've seen some people comment on social media. I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't go to bed at 1 o'clock. I work all day. When my phone rings, I take that phone call. I give you answers. We find, solutions to things. So you're going to see me out in the community. You're going to see me at events. You're going to see me putting on events and laying this plan out. We'll have a new website up here in a few days that's going to be simple. I want everybody to know I believe in simplification. Our government is way too complicated. I know that from the VA. I want our local government to be simple. This is the way things are done. This is the way it's done for everyone. And, that's how my website's going to be. This is my accomplishments. This is, what I plan to do, and everybody can see it on one page. You don't need to click around or do anything like that. So you're going to see a lot of that and see me out in the community pretty much trying to, just like I did the petition, trying to win some voters over.
All right. Tell folks, let me give you this opportunity. Tell folks how they can get in touch with you to maybe ask the questions that I didn't get to today. If they want to ask you questions that they didn't hear or get an answer to today, or just want to know more about you, how can they get in touch with you, David?
They can phone call, text. Cell phone's 404-391-5445. Don't be afraid to call me early in the morning, late at night. I'm always available. They can email me at change@shouse2020.com. They can also go to my Facebook page, Shouse for Pickens County Chairman, private message me, comment publicly, however you want. And they can also come by my office, which is 95 Whitfield Drive, Suite C. It's back behind Advanced Auto Parts in Jasper. Anytime. I'm usually there. Come in, have a cup of coffee, whatever you want, and we'll talk about our future.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Shouse. As we tell everybody, all the candidates, we wish you well, and we thank you for your willingness to serve. We appreciate you coming on this morning.
Same here, Brian. I really appreciate the opportunity. Have a good day.
You too. All right, folks. David Shouse, independent candidate on the ballot in Pickens County for commission chair, November 3rd. I did get a commitment from both Republican Chris Stansel and independent candidate David Shouse that they would definitely debate. So I told everybody out there, I'll tell you, like everybody else, I will now secure a location and time with the candidates, and we will let you know. We're going to take a brief break. We've got a lot left in this show today you don't want to miss right after these messages.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is more than just your average Ace. We have a huge selection of Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next trip. We have a huge selection of lumber for your next building project. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs. Plus, we have everything you'd expect like paint, tools, and equipment.
Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. North Georgia's only live online morning show. Now, this is going to be a rapid fire 25 minutes. Emily, are you ready? I mean, I'm going to be like, give me this, give me this, give me this. So they are saying, and I don't know the time, the President of the United States is headed out to Kenosha, Wisconsin, to survey the damage in a town that will no longer, business owners will probably no longer be able to get insurance. Let's just run by you the damage, okay? Now let me think about this, okay? Let's not get all bent out of shape. Oh, I'm not being insensitive. But damage and casualties. Stay with that thought. Now, the media tried to turn Hurricane Laura that came through and devastated parts of Louisiana and Texas and some other areas. What if the media damages and casualties? What if the media would have covered the casualties and the damage across this country in the same way they did the hurricane? Because once you compile Minnesota, right? That's right. All the statues, okay, I'm not making light of life lost, but Minnesota, Chicago, Atlanta, you no longer get a burger at that Wendy's, remember, or down through there. Okay, Atlanta, the death, the police officers killed, murdered, the young man killed at CHOP. We don't talk about that. There are equal, if not more, valuable life and limb and physically more damage that's been done across this country that the media will not report on accurately than Hurricane Laura. Now, the president's going to go survey the damage. Let's run through this. 45. Okay. Start with 45. This is Kenosha, Wisconsin. 46. Right? 47. 48. 49. 50, 51, 52, 53. This is a car dealership, folks. This is a car dealership. Okay. And that's 53. And here is 56. Let me show you this. Portland, Oregon. And let me go with, that's 56. That would happen to be a young man lying dead. Let's see. That was 56. Hold on just a minute. Number 42. All right. And I will bring the name up as we close. I'll talk about the names as we close. Number 42. I don't want to bring this up because I start getting like this. This is in my country. This is in my country. The Democratic media arm, CNN, put underneath this man, this dead man in America's picture, right-wing, Trump supporter. Look at the ground, damn it. Trump supporter wearing far right-wing hat. Far right hat. Trump supporter dead wearing far right hat. See, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 6 here, maybe more. I don't want to get shot. Okay, now, Kenosha, let's just go to the car lot, number 53. You will not be, let me break this to you. So if you have family and friends around Kenosha or Portland or areas of Chicago, but Kenosha, you will not be getting business insurance. No, they will pay this off, I guess, or they will pay this off. This is something that's not talked about. They will pay this claim off, but then cancel your policy. Or watch and see what happens, and the fine print of your insurance policy in Kenosha. This is an example of, the exemptions, riots, called police. They didn't show up because they looked, I'm not going down there. Whatever, defunded the cops. I'm not going to say you, but I'm going to say you dumbasses out there that don't realize defunding the police in your community just shot your insurance rates through the roof. Okay, we can insure your business, but your city just defunded the cops, and they're going to have social workers answer the phone and ask you how you feel about getting robbed instead of we have somebody on the way. We're going to have to up your insurance. What? That's right. Yeah, no. They don't talk about that because that is the facts of Joe Biden's America. Now, that being said, where you're looking at, this is the African-American communities that the great cities, as Joe Biden calls them, the great cities, what Donald Trump is doing to the great cities. So let's look at this in the great cities, as Joe Biden calls them. They're burning down their own communities. Right. That's it. Burning down their own communities. Nothing left when they're done. And it's going to only be worse. And Joe Biden and the Democrats are not going to help you. Period. They're not going to come in and restore your area. Okay. The lowest thing, they talk about President Trump causing division, okay, stoking the flames. This happened about 4 days ago. I think it was 3 or 4 days ago. This is the most outrageous statement. I'm serious. I've heard Joe Scarborough, Minka. This is the most outrageous statement by somebody that, one, is on a major ticket as a candidate, two, trying to get you to believe she is black. Can you play the Kamala Harris clip really quick, and then I'll let you know when I want you to come back.
Justice. Let's talk about that. Because the reality is that the life of a black person in America has never been treated as fully human. And we have yet to fulfill that promise of equal justice under law.
A black person in America, coming from her ass. Yes, I'm sorry, I'm wound up. I'm not taking this bull crap anymore from these people and not calling it out. That girl's not black on the stage. That's not a sister up there. And she is going to tell you, African Americans, black voters in America, whether you're human or not. Holy S-H-I asterisk. Really? That is as low. And that is, I mean, I'm not saying anything ugly. Serenity now, please. God, bring me back into focus so I don't say anything I'm going to regret. Not that I haven't already, right? She's not black. She's not, no. Never been treated human. Folks, let's go through the highlights, and I am going to bring this up. Do I have any other videos? Do I? If I do, let's play the next one. I don't even know what the hell it is, but I got that one. I had the one earlier. Let's play the next video. If I don't, just say you don't have a video. Emily.
You know me. You know my heart. You know my story, my family story. Ask yourself, do I look like a radical socialist with a soft spot for rioters? Really? I want a safe America, safe from COVID.
I wanted to answer that question for you. Yes, Joe, you look like a radical socialist with a soft spot for rioters. Yes, you do. You've had 90 days in that damn basement to call out there and say Evers, not Wisconsin, to Portland, Seattle. Stop it now. Joe Biden is running the blackmail campaign. Yes, I am going to blackmail America, and the media is going to help me because there will be no peace. It will be constant chaos until I get elected. If you elect me, I will stop this. If you elect me, I will bring calm again. Yes, Joe, you do look like a socialist, rioter, sympathizer, whatever. Give me number one. This is what Joe Biden's campaign trail looked like yesterday. Let's go through number one. Okay. Number 2, do you know this? Kenosha police reveal most riot arrests were from outside the city, folks. They are on buses. They are on planes. They were prepared to riot. They were prepared to accost, attack, and intimidate and put fear into people leaving the White House. Where is the media blow up over what happened to Alice Johnson? What happened to Rand Paul? What happened to my good friend, the young man in a wheelchair up here, Madison Cawthorn? What happened to my really dear friend Vernon Jones? Called him a house blank? Really spit on these people? Yes, they're from out of town. They are paid. They are paid. Where are these people? Where are they getting their money to eat, drink, sleep? Maybe a tent, a canteen? Paid protesters. 3, have you seen this in the news? We don't have time to stay on it. Number 3, police seeking information on 3 men who shot at pro-Trump rally Sunday. Are we going to go to a rally and get shot out by Joe Biden supporters? It's Joe Biden supporters that are doing this, and we have to call that every day. Joe Biden supporters. Okay, let me go here. We'll get past that. I want to give you what the media looks like this morning. Okay. Hang tight there, Baba Louie. Number 15. This is what they're trying to sell the Democrat. Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you what, and I share this. I have about a minute with candidates before they go live, okay? And I'm going to share this with you, okay? It's not a big secret. So when I'm on the phone with a candidate a minute before it goes live, and I kindly tell them how the interview is going to work, I tell them always I have this crazy thing called freedom of speech. So whatever they want to say, okay? I tell all candidates that. I believe in freedom of speech. I believe in the freedom of the press. I think once Donald Trump is elected, we have to decide what is press and what is not, and what is actually complicit with trying to bring our country down, media. And I won't have a problem. They say journalists in jail. Bull, S-H-I asterisk, okay? I believe in freedom of speech. But these 2 damn people ought to be doing a show from jail. It's my opinion. Oh, my God, I can't have one. I could get shot. Look at the hats. Biden accuses Trump of stoking violence. Stoking violence? Give me number 16, the Red Mirage. We talked about that earlier today. I told you about that. Here's CNN getting in on the game. Number 17, protest in South Los Angeles after deputies shoot black man. Oh, they're loving every minute of it. Okay. Here it is, number 18, the one big thing, exclusive, the Red Mirage. We open up with how they plan to steal the election. Here is number 19, Portland shooting victim identified as Aaron Danielson. Okay. Number 39, yesterday CNN identified him as wearing a far right hat, Trump supporter. Okay. I did not play it, and I won't play it today. I don't have time. I did not play where Trump looked at CNN yesterday and said, you know, hey, you guys, your supporters out there. Here's a picture of the guy. I get all choked up, number 20. Oh, we found Joe's job. If elected president, Joe not only did Joe Biden go to Pennsylvania to speak to 24 people, 6 reporters in a circle, but he actually had a job interview while he was there. Give me number 21. Yes, he could deliver pizza. That's what they'll do. Biden said yesterday, Trump has been a toxic presence for this nation. No. All the stories you hear at the RNC convention talk about the real Donald Trump. The toxic presence in this country, Donald Trump, is by the people on the screen, CNN, MSNBC, the people that have created this evil narrative about our president that is just not true. 22, just want to show you Biden in front of the camera, the teleprompter. Yes, I watched the video. I can hear it out there. Did you watch the video where he couldn't get 100 days straight? Yeah. 1 day for 100 days on 100 days. Oh, man, 100 days we've had couldn't get it straight. COVID-19, most death. 23, Biden may travel to Wisconsin as early as this week. So Trump goes up there today. What's he going to do? He's going to travel in. Now, they wanted to set Trump up, okay? The media is pushing the narrative that Donald Trump will not go to Wisconsin today and meet with Blake's family, okay? Bull, S-H-I asterisk, period, okay? They said they would meet, but they want their attorney present. And Donald Trump said, hell with that. I mean, I just want to come talk to your family and, say, from me and the American people, God bless you or whatever. No, Donald Trump knows. Are you going to have your attorney there? I tell you what, I'll pass. Now, Biden will go up to Wisconsin. The media will follow him. They'll swoon all over his healing, the ability to come in, heal, calm the waters in Kenosha, meet with Blake's family, take pictures with Evers, take pictures with the mayor, and promise to rebuild Kenosha better than ever. That is bull, S-H-I asterisk. Let me see what else I want. Here is number 25. Trump stirs racial resentment ahead of Kenosha trip. They're interviewing Blake's dad, where Blake's dad says, I'm not going to let this get political. What the hell? Let me see what else I got here. Number 29, Trump stirs racial resentment ahead of Kenosha trip. Kyle Rittenhouse, okay? I don't have the attorney's name written down, but the same Nick Sandman, attorney for him, is the same attorney for Kyle Rittenhouse. Self-defense, they're going after. You can't defend yourself. If somebody is rioting, if somebody throws a rock and kills you, if somebody stomps on your head, you need to be let go. That's okay. Self-defense. You look at Kyle Rittenhouse and you just think about the McCluskeys on their front yard trying to say, you better not come on my property. Yes. Okay. I want to see if I have this right, because I keep looking at this and I'm thinking, I can't be pronouncing this right. This must be one of those BKP specials where I can't read anything on the damn screen. 31. Does this say Biden excoriates Trump? Is that what that says? Excoriates? Biden excoriates Trump. He can't stop the violence. That's right. Biden is correct in what he is saying. Trump can't stop the violence because Trump is okay, read the Federalist Papers if you got time. And you talk about the federal government and the states, and you talk about the federal government overstepping their bounds and coming in, coming into your state, on your streets. We don't want tanks rolling down the street. We're trying not to do that. We're trying not to overtake states' rights with the federal government. We're trying to say, governors, you have in your state constitution, governors have in their state constitution the power and ability, let's get this clear, to call up their own National Guard units and put this to rest. Governors can put this to rest. Trump is asking governors, don't get this wrong. He's asking the mayor and the governors to get this under control or call him, because that's his role. They don't want him to play his role. So when he says he can't stop the violence, Biden is actually telling the truth, because we're not going to let you stop the violence. We want to be perceived, as the one that can calm the troubled waters. This is a blackmail campaign by the Democrats and the radicals to try to say, vote for me and this stops. 32, Trump heads to Kenosha against the wishes of local leaders. You know what? local leaders in Kenosha that don't want my president there, okay? Let me say this. Local leaders in Kenosha that don't want my president there, boom, there you go. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to give you the, Oh, see what I have here. Number 34, Biden tries to flip the script. Are they still saying that? Asking, are you safe in Trump's America? 36, this is MSNBC. Trump defends supporter charged with killing 2 protesters. Look at that. That's the reason I put it on the damn screen. The front of it. Trump, right, defends supporter. See that box? Then over here, killing 2 protesters. They're not protesters. Killing 2 protesters. Have you seen the pictures? Oh. I want to get to that one in a minute. Give me number, I know I got 3 minutes. We might go just 2 minutes late. Give me number 39. Here's another shot of them asking. All right. Here's the man, number 41, that killed the number 42. See number 42? Go to 41. That's who killed him. Now, wait a minute. I got to get this right, Emily. I just want to get this correct. I had it here a minute ago. Let's go with number 39. Okay? Ready? Number 39. Now read the bottom. Trump defends supporter charged with killing 2 protesters. Okay? Pay attention to that, folks. And this is Kyle Rittenhouse. Now give me number 43. That happens to be a protester kicking the SHI asterisk out of Kyle Rittenhouse, a Trump supporter. So the Trump supporter is being kicked to the ground. He tripped running backwards, I think. He's being attacked. That happens to be a peaceful protester. Oh, serenity now. Here's number 44, Kyle. Here's Kyle. Okay. 44. 44. Do I have it wrong? Do I have? There you go. Thanks, Emily. Here's number 44. There's Kyle. Flip back to 43. Here's Kyle getting his ass kicked, by a peaceful protester. And Kyle says, don't bring your little hoof and try to put it on my head to a gunfight. And there's Kyle, number 44. Okay. What else do I have? Let me make sure that I've not said anything or done anything that is not accurate here. Okay. Biden and PA. Oh, let me say this, and I want to explain this. And I'm going to close with this because it's 9:59. I'm going to close with this. Boom, 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 boom. Where's it at? Where's it at? I had it here a minute ago. Just a second, folks. It is here. I know it is. Give me, let me see if this is the correct one at 10 o'clock here. Number 37. Let me end with talking about our law enforcement here. Number 37, police are under siege, and lots being made of the president saying sometimes they choke. Our law enforcement is stressed out. And it's the Democrats' fault. Our law enforcement is stressed out, and it's Joe Biden's fault. It is Nancy Pelosi's fault. They are stressed out. It's the mayor of the city, Keisha Lance Bottoms' fault. Our government, our law enforcement are stressed out to the point they show up. And when they get in these situations, these life-threatening situations, what happens? They have seconds to respond. Sometimes they respond wrong. That's what the president said. But they have seconds to make that decision and make that response. And they are so stressed out right now. And it's just wrong what we're doing to them. Let's be clear. You look it up and I'll close with this. Let's be perfectly clear. You got it? Blake is no model citizen. He might have got 7 hot shots to the back. I get it. But if you read stories that say he had a warrant, outstanding warrants. Stories that say he was being charged, had a warrant, rape. We hear rape. We hear a restraining order. Blake is no model citizen. Okay, he's a thug. He is a Kenosha, Wisconsin thug. Okay, actually, where the police were not there because they were driving down the road and heard something. Read for yourself. Get your own information. Did somebody call the police on Blake? Is that why they were there? Was Blake beating a woman? And that's why they're called? Or domestic violence? So quit making Blake this family man with 3 little children that are going to grow up with their dad in a wheelchair. Okay? Let's quit making this the reason for burning down Kenosha, and let's not make this the reason why you walk off a basketball court and you protest at Drew Brees. Boom! Let's not make a reason for you to put tape with Blake's name on your helmet. You pieces of garbage out there, the professional sports arena, you're through. You're through where I'm concerned. I get it. You weren't waiting for BKP to tune in for you to become a billionaire. Well, ain't going to happen because I'm through. Now, another thing, George Floyd. Memorials. 5 different funerals. Over and over. Protests. Black Lives Riot Matters. Right? Guess what? George Floyd had, the medical examiner, a lethal dose of fentanyl. The police officer accused of his murder now, his attorney is asking for the case to be dropped and overturned. We'll see. A lethal. George Floyd was no model citizen. No model citizen. Okay? Exactly right. A lethal amount. A lethal amount of what? Fentanyl in the system. So you take this. Here's your homework for the day. You go look up all these things on George Floyd, and you go look up all these things on Blake, okay? And you cry and cry. And even the guy that got shot at the Wendy's down there, drunk that night, resisting arrest. You can cry over them all day long. Then go look up the background and find if he's a wife beater, girlfriend beater, dope smoker. Find anything you can. But you go look up what you can on number 44, Kyle Rittenhouse. And you compare his life, that to the media does not matter. His life doesn't matter, okay? They would be okay if he was dead, all right? And he's being charged with murder when it's probably going to be self-defense. And then you go look up, let me find this and we will close. Number 20, Aaron Danielson, number 39 years old, number 20, seen wearing a far-right Trump supporter wearing a far-right hat. Go look at him up. See if his autopsy comes back with a lethal dose of fentanyl. All right? I'm your host, BKP. It's 10:05. We've got to close the show. I will be back tomorrow morning, Wednesday morning, bright and early. You have a nice day.